Hi again. I'm back. Man, it's always a kind of awkward watching yourself, especially when you're like 17. You know, that awkward time of life. It's just, and everybody was watching along with me, I felt like, because that was when everything was going on. But wow, you guys, I haven't seen that video in a while, and it was really touching just to see my mission. That it just, I was trying to not just cry backstage because I really loved my mission. And I think just watching that reminded me of how much I love that experience and how life-changing it is. When you lose yourself in the service of others, you really do find yourself. And I think that's where you really come close to God. I think that's when He starts revealing Himself to you. You start knowing who Jesus Christ really is, because even when you do something to the least of these, you have done it unto Him. That's what He said. And I feel like I got to know Him so much better than I could have ever otherwise had I not gone on my mission. Even though the circumstances were a little different and a lot of people were watching and didn't think that I should leave where I was because they thought I was doing a lot of good. But that's where I want to talk about how, it isn't always about how big and dramatic and catching everybody's attention can I be. And, that sometimes we think it's only through those big dramatic moments that we can make a difference, and that's not the case. And that's where I go back to that scripture in the Book of Mormon in chapter 37 of the Book of Alma, verses 6 and 7, where it talks about how by small and simple things, great things are brought to pass. And by those small and simple means, also the salvation of many souls is brought to pass. That's what I learned on my mission. I may not have been on a stage in front of 1,000 people every day, or thousands of people, or hundreds. I was going door to door. A lot of people didn't want to hear what I had to say. We got yelled at sometimes, and sometimes I thought, I just wish they knew what we had to say. If they only would give us a moment to listen to what we had to say. But really, there's a power in a small hello and a smile and holding the door for somebody, or asking how their day went, or being willing to invite someone to church, being willing to invite somebody to come over for dinner, for a family home evening, things like that, to help people feel a little bit of light, especially when they're missing that in their lives, when they're going through a rough time. You may be going through a rough time. You'd be surprised how by you extending that small gesture, it fills you up. Just today, this morning, I was on my way here from Nashville, Tennessee, where I live. I was tired. I'm trying to become a morning person, but today waking up at 4 was a little hard for me, out of the normal for me. But I got on the plane. I was a little tired coming to the Madison airport, and there's this family sitting behind me, and they were Hispanic. And so I asked them, ¿De dónde son? Where are you from? And they said, from Ecuador, de Ecuador. And I started talking to them. I said, well, I served my mission in Chile, and 2 of my mission companions were from Ecuador. And we started talking. I showed them pictures and things. And at first, I almost didn't. I was like, I should sleep. I'm tired. I've got to, have energy for everybody tonight. But it was just kind of nice to do, and then I took a nap for the rest of the way. When we got to the airport, just kind of waiting in the little terminal area, baggage claim, that's what it is. And I hear someone say, hey. And I look around, and it's this family from Ecuador. And they say, hey, we don't know where to go next, and this airport person doesn't speak Spanish. Could you translate for us? And I was like, sure. Yeah, and so I went over and I went and translated for them, and they were able to find a taxi and get on their way to the address they needed to get to. And they said, thank you so much. And I had in my bag these little cards that have the 13 articles of faith of the LDS Church and what our beliefs are, with a picture of Jesus on it. And I said, here's a regalito for you guys, or a small gift. And I don't know what will come of that, but I felt good. I felt good that I was willing to follow what I felt, talk to that family, and later I could do a small gesture of helping translate for them afterwards. And it felt good. This last weekend, I went with my stake in Nashville. For those of you who don't know what a stake is, it's like our church congregation, the area of Nashville. So I was in the Nashville stake. We went down to help with the Louisiana floods that have been going on. Well, that happened, but the damage, they're still trying to recoup from that. And that, it had been a really busy week. I didn't know if I was going to have time to go down that drive to Louisiana with all these tools and these people. Because I was shooting a photo shoot last week, a video shoot, and being in the studio, getting all these things. But it was so worthwhile. Even though I didn't have time, I went and made time. And it was probably the highlight of my whole week. I really needed it, because I felt like I was getting a little caught up in all the things I had to do and kind of just thinking about me. And going down there, and one of the houses that we helped, we were gutting out these houses. And one of the guys said, well, I saved my dog and my cats. That's all I have. Didn't save anything else. And he just kept saying, I just can't believe you guys would come down and do this. I just can't believe it. He said, where are you guys from? From Nashville? I'm going to come visit you sometime. I've got nothing else here anymore. He's like, I feel like you guys are like my family now. And it just was really touching. We've got one of the other addresses. It was part of Mormon Helping Hands. We were down there with all of our yellow shirts. We got a wrong address. And we got to Methodist Church. And we were there waiting to see, where's the people, the person we're supposed to help. And this lady comes in, she's like, who are you? And we said, oh, well, we're trying to find a house. We ended up here at this chapel. She's like, what do you want? And I said, well, so I was put kind of in charge of this group, so they were just like, okay, dude, take care of this one. So I said, well, I'm sorry, ma'am, we're trying to find a house. We're trying to help, clean up the area. And did you, by chance, ask for help? She's like, well, we already took care of that. Our congregation did that. And I said, well, is there anything else that we can help you with? What else do you need help with? And she said, oh, well, we need a lot of help. And she went and showed us all the pews in their church had been wet. And she said, we need help taking these apart. And I said, okay, we've got this other house to go, but give me your information. Give me your number, and I will pass this along to our church, and they'll probably be able to send some people over to help you today. And she said, thank you. She said, I apologize for the way I was acting. I just didn't know who you were. And there have been a lot of people looting in the area, and we just have to look out, because people aren't respecting churches even these days. But we were able to send a crew, and they were able to go and help. We were there. Really, none of the people that we helped were even from our same faith or beliefs. But it just felt so good to reach out and feel that unity. And feel that felt so good. And there I was, I can't tell you, I don't know a thing about fixing up houses or taking them down or anything. The only thing I know how to do basically is hold this microphone and sing. But I did my best, and it felt really good. Yeah. Now, it reminds me of the power of one person. And it reminds me, I'm a fan of Lord of the Rings. Do I have any Lord of the Rings? So In one of the movies, Frodo is feeling overwhelmed. He feels small. He's this small. He's kind of like the main person in the series, and he feels like he can't do anything. He's holding this ring, and everybody's out to get him, and everybody else in his group has all these amazing fighting skills and survival skills, and he's just there trying to survive, and everyone's taking care of him. He's like feeling kind of worthless in a way, you know? And there's this woman elf named Galadriel, and she tells him she quotes, I'm quoting her, and she's told him, even the smallest person can change the course of the future. And that really stuck with me. I felt like, I'm not the tall, I'm 5'5", I'm not the tallest person out there. And I don't feel like I have many skills, but I realized even small little David, even small little you, or small little her, can change the course of the future. And once again, I'll tell you, how do you do that? By the small and simple things. Saying hi to someone, asking them where they're from on the airplane, or calling up a friend and saying, hey, I was just thinking about you. I'm wondering how you're doing. Really the power of one, don't underestimate that power. So that goes into this song that I like to sing now. And it's a little more energetic, so I want you guys to kind of loosen up, and you can clap. Even if you want to get up and dance, you're fine. You're welcome to do that too. But this is a U2 song, and it makes me think about that, the power of one person. That could be once again used for good or for bad. But I say let's get together and start deciding to use that power of one for good. It's called Pride in the Name of Love. U2. Any U2 fans out there?
One man come and go.
off if I need a dancer now. All right.